Here's a fact: the #1 reason your car's AC stops blowing cold is low refrigerant from leaks. That alone explains why so many drivers complain of warm air on summer days. But leaks are just one piece of the puzzle. There are 8 other culprits that can quietly rob your system of cooling power. In this video, we'll break down all 9 so you can diagnose and fix problems before they leave you sweating in traffic. Number 1, the forgotten filter that chokes your AC. Have you ever cranked your AC to the coldest setting and turned the fan all the way up, only to feel a weak, disappointing trickle of air? Many people assume that means the system is low on refrigerant, but the real issue could actually be hiding just inches from your passenger seat right behind the glove box. That hidden culprit is the cabin air filter, and when it's clogged, the results can be surprising. Dust, pollen, even shredded leaves from a fall season drive can pack into the filter until it looks like a dirty furnace screen. All that buildup chokes airflow before it even reaches the vents, leaving you convinced that your AC has lost its edge. The fix couldn't be simpler. Swap in a fresh filter and suddenly the airflow surges back, making the cool air feel sharper and more direct. A $10 replacement often doubles the impact of your cooling immediately. Number 2, the invisible wall blocking your AC's cooling power. Ever notice that your AC feels nice and cold while you're driving on the highway, but the moment you stop at a red light, it starts getting warmer? That drop in performance is often a sign of something hiding in plain sight: your condenser. It sits right up front behind the grill, but because of its location, it catches nearly everything the road throws at it. Over time, thin metal fins on the condenser become clogged with dried leaves, stuck insects, and layers of road dust. When that buildup covers the surface, it traps heat inside the refrigerant instead of letting it escape. Since the refrigerant runs hotter, the air coming through your vents never feels as cool as it should. The good news is fixing it doesn't require a mechanic. A gentle rinse with low pressure water or air clears away the gunk. In just minutes, your AC regains strong, steady cooling again. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 3, the cold secret hiding in your refrigerant levels. Why does your AC feel ice cold when you first recharge it, but then fade slowly over a few months? The answer is often refrigerant levels. Even without a visible leak, small amounts of refrigerant escape over time, leaving your system weaker and making those first few minutes of cold air vanish too quickly. Refrigerant isn't just about cooling though, it also carries oil through the system, and that oil keeps seals and moving parts lubricated. When the level drops, the compressor still runs, but it does so under stress, wearing itself down quietly. That's why ignoring low levels can turn into an expensive problem later. But here's the part many miss: adding too much refrigerant is just as bad as running low. Overcharging increases pressure and reduces cooling. The real key is precision. When topped up correctly with the help of a gauge, refrigerant brings back that sharp, icy blast in only minutes. Number 4, the button that doubles your cooling power. Have you ever noticed how your AC seems to freeze you out during a cool evening drive, but in the middle of the day it struggles to keep up? Most people blame the outside temperature, but there's a small button on your dashboard that makes a huge difference, and it often gets ignored: the recirculation button. When you leave it off, the system constantly drags in hot outside air. On a blazing summer afternoon, that can mean pulling in air close to 100 degrees and forcing the AC to cool it down again and again. It's a constant battle that leaves the system working harder and you feeling less comfortable. And turning on recirculation changes everything. Instead of dealing with hot, fresh air, the AC reuses the cooler air already inside the cabin. That lighter workload lets the evaporator drop temperatures much faster. It's like giving your AC a boost. The cabin reaches freezing comfort far quicker, even on sizzling days. Number 5, the shade trick that protects your cooling. Have you ever opened your car after work and felt like you just stepped into an oven? That rush of heat isn't just uncomfortable, it forces your AC to run harder than it was ever designed to. The hotter the interior, the longer it takes to bring it down to a comfortable temperature. On sunny days, the inside of a parked car can soar past 140 degrees, even when outside air feels average. Your seats, dash, and steering wheel all hold that heat, and the AC has to battle every bit of it before you feel relief. That extra workload puts stress on the compressor and drains cooling efficiency. Parking in the shade or using a reflective windshield cover knocks down those starting temps dramatically. The AC doesn't have to fight against extreme heat, so you get cold air faster, while the compressor avoids unnecessary strain. Keeping your cabin cooler from the start amplifies your AC's effectiveness. Number 6, the dusty detail everyone forgets. Have you ever wondered why your car's AC sometimes blasts air that smells a little stale or just feels weaker, even though everything else in the system seems to work fine? The problem often starts right at the vents. Those channels that deliver cool air also collect dust, pollen, and even fine soot over time, and that buildup slows airflow before it even reaches you. Compressed air is one of the quickest ways to clear it out. By directing bursts of air into the vent openings, you dislodge the debris that clings to the inside surfaces. The result is immediate. Airflow becomes smoother, and the cabin takes on a noticeably fresher quality. There's another hidden bonus too. When the vents are clear, your blower motor doesn't strain as much to push air through, which helps it last longer. Once the ducts are clean, cold air feels faster, stronger, and far closer to that crisp new car performance. Number 7, the leak that silently steals your cold. Few things are worse than paying for an AC recharge, enjoying cold air for a short time, and then realizing it's fading again only weeks later. That cycle of disappointment is almost always linked to refrigerant leaks that are far less obvious than you'd expect. The system can lose pressure through tiny cracks in hoses, worn seals around connectors, or even around the compressor itself, all without leaving an oily spot on the ground. Because these leaks are often invisible, mechanics rely on tools to track them down. A UV dye mixed with the refrigerant glows under a black light, highlighting exactly where it escapes. Others use electronic sniffers that sense trace amounts of refrigerant in the air. Both methods pinpoint the source so it can be repaired. Simply topping off refrigerant without sealing the leak guarantees another round of weak cooling, but once repairs are complete, a fresh recharge delivers cold air that actually lasts. Number 8, the startup mistake that wastes cold air. You've probably done this before. You rush into a car that's been sitting in the sun, the seats are scorching hot, and the first thing you do is twist the AC knob to max. The fan roars, but the air stays warm longer than you'd like. It feels like the system just isn't keeping up. Here's what's really happening. When you blast the AC right away, the system is trying to cool a cabin full of trapped superheated air. Without circulation, all that heat lingers inside, and the AC ends up wasting energy before fresh airflow even starts. A smarter approach is to start driving with the fan on medium and the windows cracked slightly. The movement of the car pushes hot air out much quicker than the AC alone. After a minute or two, switch to full AC with everything closed up. This way, your system cools faster, saves fuel, and delivers strong, icy air far more efficiently. Number 9, the annual tune-up that pays you back. Have you ever noticed that your car's AC just doesn't feel as strong as it used to, even though nothing seems broken? That slow decline isn't in your head. Over the years, tiny changes build up. Refrigerant levels slowly drift lower, filters clog almost invisibly, fans lose efficiency, and even sensors start reading slightly off, throwing the system out of balance without triggering any warning lights. That's exactly why a yearly service makes such a difference. During a routine check, technicians measure refrigerant pressure to confirm it's within range. Inspect the condenser for dirt or bending that limits airflow, and test the blower and fans for steady operation. These small evaluations catch wear while it's still manageable. Think about the cost angle too. A neglected compressor replacement runs into the hundreds, sometimes more, while an annual service prevents that by keeping the system in top shape. One visit each year guarantees dependable cooling. The biggest takeaway here is that none of these fixes require special training or expensive tools. Most of the time, simple habits and quick checks are all it takes to bring back strong, icy cooling. From changing a filter to pressing a button, these details are often overlooked until hot weather hits. Your car's AC doesn't have to be a mystery. Weak performance usually comes from small, preventable problems, not major failures. So instead of waiting until the system struggles, check at least one of these areas today. A few minutes now could mean freezing comfort all summer long.